So here we can get our resultant EMF E for salient pole synchronous generator for leading power factor case. Now what about cylindrical rotor machine? So same procedure. For this case, draw V phasor V, and for leading power factor case, let us draw IA somewhere leading V by power factor angle theta. Then draw IARA parallel with this, IARA, this is IA, IARA. Then next J times IA axis, so J times somewhere IA axis, anywhere depending upon magnitude of IA and axis. So this will be J times IA axis, and this will give the resultant phasor E. This is O point and this is E phasor. So this will give our resultant phasor E, fine, and corresponding angle delta. So this will be delta. Now let us solve this problem asked in GATE 2011 of 2 marks. The direct axis and quadrature axis reactances of a salient pole alternator are 1.2 per unit and 1 per unit respectively. In this problem, XD is given as 1.2 per unit and XQ is given as 1.0 per unit. Fine. Let us see what has been asked. The armature resistance is negligible. It means RA is 0 ohm, obviously per unit, 0 per unit. If this alternator is delivering rated kVA at unity power factor, see the condition is UPF, unity power factor, rated kVA and at rated voltage. So if these quantities are represented in per unit, it means it is delivering at rated voltage. It means terminal voltage Vt per phase will be rated, which will be equal to 1 per unit. Rated means 1 per unit. If it is delivering at rated kVA, so if kVA is rated, voltage is rated, it means current, armature current will also be rated. That is, this will be also as 1 per unit. That's why we are talking about magnitude, right, so far. That's why if this is per unit, 1 per unit, this is 1 per unit, that's why VA rating will be 1 per unit, that is rated kVA. Then its power angle, that is delta, has been asked. Delta has been asked. See, for any problem, such type of problem, the easiest way is quickly draw its phasor diagram. So far we have studied how to draw phasor diagram for different power factors. So here the case is unity power factor, and for each power factor, if it is salient pole problem, so for salient pole problem we have two type of phasor diagrams drawn. Once if delta is known or delta is unknown. So here delta has been asked, it means delta is unknown. So quickly recall that particular phasor diagram which we drawn for the case when delta is unknown for this power factor. So for this power factor, when delta is unknown for unity power factor, if this is our V phasor, so unity power factor means IA will be also in same phase. Let us use different color. Okay, this is IA, this is our O point, fine. So next we will draw IARA, but given RA is 0, negligible, so no need to draw IARA. Then how to draw? Next, for this case delta unknown, perpendicular to IA, draw IAXD. So perpendicular to this will be somewhere IAXD. You may write IAXD. Fine. This length, basically we are talking about this length. From here cut IAXQ. So let us take this point as IAXQ. IAXQ. Fine. Now we will join this with O. So let us use black color. Okay, sorry. So IAXQ, we are joining this. Let us assume it a straight line, not any curve. Fine. One straight line joining these 2 points. Fine. Now we will extend this point, and then we will draw one perpendicular from here. The detailed procedure has been already been discussed. Let us say this is point B, this is A, or whatever point you want. So this will be our E phasor. OB will give our E phasor. E phasor. Fine. So what has been asked in the problem? What is delta? So whatever has been asked, now we will see how to answer that. So this is nothing but delta. We have drawn the phasor diagram of a salient pole alternator for unity power factor case when delta is unknown. That's it. So far we have did this. So how to get this? We know this phasor, right? So let us take it as reference. So if we will write V phasor, so 1 angle 0, this is our reference per unit. So this is unity power factor case. It means this will also have the same phase angle. So we will write per unit. Now we know this phasor, we know this phasor, we know this XD, XQ are also given here. Fine. So what are you waiting for? We have to find this. So either you can get OE phasor or some other phasor in same phase with this, so that our calculation will be easy. Let us mark this as E dash. E dash, a phasor in same phase of E, in the phase of E. So once E dash phasor will be known, the phase angle of E dash will be delta, same as that of phase angle of E. OE and OE dash are having same phase angle with respect to V, that is delta, and delta has been asked. So how to get this phasor? We know this phasor. If we will add this phasor, this is IAXQ and rotated 90 degree. It means if you want to write E dash, so E dash will be nothing but V phasor plus J times this length, and this length is IAXQ. IAXQ. So this is 1 plus J0. I have written in rectangular form. 1 angle 0 may be written as 1 cosine 0 plus J times 1 sine 0, that is 1 plus J0. Fine. Plus J times IA is 1 plus J0, that is 1. Okay, you may write 1 plus, this is phasor, J0 into what is XQ? 1 per unit. All calculations are done in 1 per unit. So this we may write 1 plus J0, right? So 1 plus J times 1, just check it. This is 1 plus J0, that is J times 1 J0. So 1 plus J0, this will be under root 1 square plus 1 square, that is root 2, and angle will be tan inverse 1 by 1, that is 45 degree in per unit. So it means delta is 45 degree. So you may mark this as your right answer. But anyhow, you have to get your answer asked in the problem For that particular case, we have drawn the phasor diagram and then answered. Fine. I don't think anything is there which can disturb you during your exam. Once you are comfortable with phasor diagram, concepts are clear. Once concepts are clear, no need to worry. Whatever has been asked, you are capable of solving that problem. Suppose in some other exam, if it has been asked, no, what will be the magnitude of this excitation EMF E? If angle you want, you can get. So how to get this magnitude of this? See, we know this. Now this is root 2, magnitude is root 2. Obviously magnitude of this E will be higher than this root 2. So how to get that? We know this length IXQ. We know this length IXD. It means we know this difference also. And this is nothing but hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. This is right angle, right? So this length can be obtained with the help of projection of this along this, right? Cosine of this. This into cosine of this will give this. By anyhow, in a right angle triangle, this is right angle. If this angle is known and this length is known, that is difference of this and this. How did you know this angle? This angle will be equal to this angle and this angle will be equal to, this is delta. So this is 90 degree. So this will be delta minus 90 degree, right? Sorry, 90 degree minus delta. 90 degree minus delta means this angle is known. It means this angle is known. And this side of this right angle triangle is known. It means this side can be known, this side can be known. Once this side